It has been a miserable week for Disney. On the very same day, they got a bunch of bad news. Not only have they lost 4,000 subscribers on Disney Plus in the past month, or in the past quarter, but also they're losing hundreds of millions of dollars. So they took a bunch of things off. They admitted a bunch of this shit doesn't actually make us any money. Things like Willow, embarrassing for Lucasfilm to have a failure like that. On that same day, the Galactic Star Cruiser Hotel shut down for good. It's over. It's a complete failure for Kathleen Kennedy and Star Wars. And while all this is happening, Bob Iger and Kathleen Kennedy are there at the Cannes Film Festival, while Indiana Jones is getting roasted by the very same critics that they brought it there so that they could praise it. It was just sad, but really it's in line with everything we've seen lately from Disney. 2022, we know how terrible it was. We talked about the Disney Plus, how they're struggling streaming. They're struggling in the box office, struggling with streaming, and even in the parks. You've mentioned it, Jeremy. Universal's taking up a bigger market share than they ever have before. Certainly, they're still making a fuck ton of money, but there's no doubt that they are having problems keeping some of the people that used to go to Disney, keeping them there. Yep. And then that led to this big announcement. We know about Disney's fight with the state of Florida. Well, they made a big announcement. They want you to know that because big mean Ron DeSantis said some bad things, they're hurting Disney. They pulled their $1 billion investment, moving 2,000 jobs to Florida. Now, what Disney failed to mention is that this had been shit canned for a while. Bob Iger never wanted to do it. And in fact, that it probably wasn't going to happen until 2026. And none of the employees, shouldn't say none of them, but a lot of the employees from woke California didn't want to come here because probably they couldn't turn kids trans here in the state of Florida. But they tried to pass it off. It was some sort of own for Disney, but that got thrown back in their face when Florida and everybody responded. What are you talking about? You're losing money hand over fist. You're literally cutting jobs. You're cutting thousands of jobs, yet you're pretending like you're going to add all these thousands of jobs in Florida. Disney's continuing to try to put this front of success and everything's fine and no problems here when their stock continues to fall, when their investors continue to hold their feet to the fire at these meetings because they keep coming to them with bad news, whether it's about Disney Star Wars, whether it's about Marvel, despite the success of Guardians, or whether it's about Disney Plus. Everything right now is struggling for Disney.
Well, it's just, this is not complicated at all. All you have to do is be the family-friendly company that Walt Disney created. And if you do that, everything takes care of itself. That's not going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen for the foreseeable future because they have social justice intertwined in all of the company now. And as I've said many times, social justice is like a disease. If you don't get rid of it early on and let it spread throughout, it will eventually destroy. And social justice is making its way all through Disney, and it has for some time now. It's not a simple decision to just get rid of it, because you have hired literal activists in very high-ranking roles now. You can't just get rid of these people because they will sue. They will play the fake victim. They will call you sexist. They will put a lawsuit. They will do all these things. You can't just get rid of social justice once you embrace it to the level that Disney has embraced it. You just can't do it. So they are in a really bad spot right now, and I don't know how or if they can even get out of it within the next decade. And you're starting to see the signs of that across the board. That's why you have something like the Mario movie that opens up and does all this wonderful things. And Bob Iger literally opens his call praising the Mario movie. Well, did the Mario movie save lives? Did it show a new diverse cast? Was it a modern take on the character? Or was it just a movie that honored the source material and the fans that have grown up with that property loved it? So you open up your call talking about that. I thought it was about social justice, Bob. I thought these were the important factors. Now you're just praising something that's just a family-friendly movie? Doesn't seem to line up with the ideas that Disney's been pushing and the narrative they've been pushing.